Hey everybody, welcome back to another bonus episode of Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate Ines and I'm your host for this podcast. And this time we are doing a bonus episode, which is actually a special one because it is the anniversary of the podcast, which is the first one, which is so amazing. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So right now with me, I have Ollie, who helped me create my podcast 1 year ago and he helped me know what to do for the scripts and taught me how to do everything. And I'm so happy to have him with me. Thank you for your time to come here.
No, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to get in and start talking about the man behind horror.
Yeah, I'm so happy as well. I cannot wait.
I mean, this last year has been an incredible journey from where we started to where you are now. I mean, how wild has it been?
It's just been completely wild. I really enjoyed this. And it's just going great.
It really is. So, what inspired you to create this podcast?
So that's a good question actually, because I got into horror since 2018, which the first horror movie I watched was It, and I thought about creating a podcast would be amazing because I always talk everything horror with my friends and family, and I thought if I create a podcast, then it'll be I'm not just talking about it to my friends and family, but to people around the world.
Absolutely. Share the love of horror.
Yes.
Sure. When you look back at day one, when you and I were trying to figure out how to edit and how to finesse scripts and audio and all that sort of thing, did you think the podcast would be as big as it is today?
Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be bigger than it is because I've been doing is interviewing actors, creating my own horror stories, like the Last Call series, and even talking about movies, TV shows, and games,
Yeah.
which I'm very happy about that.
If you could go back to the day one of Horror Talks with Tate, what's one piece of advice that you would like to give to yourself?
I would be, because I'm proud of myself of making it, and I think that because of what I was like when creating my podcast, I was just very, very excited because, and when, and then what I wasn't expecting was talking to the actors because when we were having a chat with them in the interview, we started becoming friends, and I'm so happy that we were becoming friends.
Yeah, absolutely. You've had a few that's come up and you've got a few more booked, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yes, I have. I have one coming in the 23rd of March, which she's actually a cosplayer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, what would be the most unexpected challenge of running a podcast?
Because I think the challenges I was going through, because when I started doing it, I just thought I wasn't going to be too good at the script until I got used to it and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I've just been doing great with the challenges.
Yeah, awesome. Was there an episode or a guest that completely changed the way you think about horror?
Um, I think because my favorite one is Lewis Center, and because he was so nice, and it was so happy that he was talking to me about his role as Tigger in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, and that he'll be back in Pooniverse Monsters Assemble and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3.
Which is wild.
Yes, it is wild.
Absolutely wild. How has the horror community embraced your podcast and what has been your favorite interaction with a listener?
Because I had a comment with Reese Thompson for when I did an interview with Jasmine King, who will be in the horror movie that I'm involved in, the R.I.P. Man, as one of the top cast, and he said that he loves the interview and he can't wait to add me in the movie.
That's so cool. Who would be, well, speaking of guests and things like that, who would be your favorite guest that has appeared on the podcast so far if you had to choose one?
Because I mean, like they're all the best.
Of course.
But if I can choose my most favorite ones, I would say, like I said, Louis Santer, um, Stephen Saley, and then Natasha Tassini in one interview because like I did an interview with both of them at once, and I would say because Olga Turka, who is the costume and production designer of the Terrifier 2 and 3, and yeah, it's just they're like really great.
That's amazing. You've had some really big names start to pop up on screen and pop in with you. It must be so wild and insane to know that this is where you're at now.
Yeah, exactly.
If horror had to be described into a single word, what would it be?
Gory.
Gory. Gory would
Yeah.
be your word.
Yeah, gory will be a word.
Yeah. I think a lot of horrors, especially now with the Twisted Childhood universe and the new Terrifiers coming out and everything, they're all just exceptionally filled with gore.
Yes, exactly. Because like I'm looking forward to Terrifier 4, which probably might be coming out next year.
Which is going to be, I hope, even more gorier than number 3.
Well, they said they promised to make it way bigger, and it's going to be a satisfying conclusion to the franchise.
Jeez. All right. What's a horror theme that you absolutely love?
I love slasher and gore splatter.
Yep.
Because that's like gory, and I like supernatural, like The Conjuring and Insidious.
Oh, Insidious. They're a whole nother kettle of fish, those movies.
Yeah, it's like way scarier.
So way scarier. So way scarier. Is there a horror movie, book, or game that genuinely scared you?
Not none of them scared me.
Nah, surely. Surely there's one. There's got to be one that genuinely made you jump.
Well, sometimes to the jump scares I jump, but like I enjoy these jump scares. Sometimes I don't see them coming.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
If you could craft or direct your own horror movie with an unlimited budget,
Ooh.
what would you want it to be about?
I think because I like gory movies, and my favorite type of villains are killer clowns, like Art the Clown. And I had a feeling if I working as directing a movie, it'll be really cool if I invite the actors to the movies.
Like Lewis and Natasha and Nicola and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, like all the others, depending on if they can.
Let's pretend they can.
Okay, well, I think it would be so amazing if that did happen, because I think they would be interested.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, horror is constantly and ever evolving now that a lot of these Disney characters are being brought into the public domain. We're seeing lots of new ways of these very famous classic childhood stories being told. Where do you see the genre going in the next 5 years? What are you hoping from the genre?
Oh, because of what you said about the Disney characters turning into villains, sometimes it's going like it's changing to like all the child characters that are like old are going in the public domain, and these guys are like creating them as killers in the Twisted Childhood universe, and I think that will be a new part of horror.
Absolutely. I think we're sort of entering a new era of horror now.
Yes, we are like this for the Twisted Child universe, even like super gory movies.
For sure, for sure. So, what is one horror or thriller film that you're most excited to see hit the big screens this year, if you could choose one?
Oh, if I can choose one, I would say Universe Monsters Assemble.
That's going to be wild.
Yeah, because all these previous characters from the previous movies of the Twisted Child universe are going to be in one movie, and they'll be teaming up.
What new character are you most excited to see?
Tigger.
Tigger, are you really excited to see him?
Yeah, even Pooh, because he's my favorite.
I think I'm really looking forward to the introduction of a rabbit.
Oh, yes, rabbits. Yeah, that's going to be great.
And the heffalumps and woozles as well. I mean, they were scary enough in the original films, in the kiddie films. I don't know how they're going to make them more scary in the horrors.
Yeah, yeah, because they said that they're not going to put Havilumps and the Woozle in Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, I think, but they're going to put them in when they're going to put these two in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3.
That's going to be absolutely wild. What are you expecting from them? Are you expecting anything in particular?
For Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3. I'm expecting like more rampage, and because what we saw at the end of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, that Pooh and his friends can regenerate. I have a feeling, what if the same thing happens to Eeyore?
Didn't they eat Eeyore in the first one?
Well, yeah, they did eat Eeyore in the first one, but they made a grave for him
True, he could
because,
come back.
yeah, because they didn't want to eat Eeyore, but they had no choice because they had to do that in order to survive.
Of course, of course. I don't know if I could handle Eeyore coming back.
Because what will happen? Is he going to be on Christopher Robin's side or just Pooh's side?
Very true, very true. If you could star in a horror blockbuster, what director would you want to work with and how would you want them to kill off your character?
Oh, I would say like probably like Reese Fred Waterfield because he's famous for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, and I think it'll be great if I play like a victim. I could imagine like a dream if I was in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey too as one of the ravers and I was killed by Tigger.
God, imagine that.
Yeah, yes, I would imagine that.
Do you think that horror always needs a happy ending?
Sometimes, because I mean, some horror movies have like bad endings. For example, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's on Netflix,
Mm.
because that was very twisted, and I didn't expect that to happen. And but like for some good endings, because I think it's because like people want to see like more screen times of the horror icons, and that's because for the good endings, sometimes they have sequels and like they're coming back.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that more should have unhappy endings?
Maybe. Or probably most of them would have bad endings. Like Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1 had a bad ending, which is kind of actually like a sad ending. Yeah,
But I guess they allow it to set up for future movies.
yeah, exactly. Because like I saw the credits for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1, which they announced that Winnie the Pooh will return.
Should the good guys always win?
It depends.
Because imagine what if in Pooniverse or in Blood and Honey 3, Christopher doesn't win.
Oh crap, that would be so upset because I actually hope Christopher Robin doesn't die.
I mean, I hope not too. I hope that they all get out and they're all surviving. But just imagine if Pooh ended up winning that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have to find out when the movie comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Who is one dream guest that you'd love to have on the show that you have not had yet?
David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is so great. Because he also played the Joker in the short horror film Joker's Wild on YouTube.
I did not know that.
Well, you have to check that out.
Absolutely. Are there any new topics or segments that you might plan on introducing to the podcast?
Oh, because what I got is like spooky summaries, discreet directors, and um insane insiders, and I also did like a new one when I did YouTube, which is like my reviews because after I talk about the movies, TV shows, or games, I talk about my reviews, like if I like enjoyed like watching them or playing the games, which I did some for the games like Outlast, which is the most gruesome game I've ever played in my entire life, and because I remember I was two. frightened. Like it was so scary. I had to walk around the asylum.
Oh, geez. I mean, I've had my fair crack at some horror films and horror games, and I know that I haven't been able to get through maybe the first 5 minutes. I think the last horror game I played, I got through about 5 minutes of it before I screamed and I had to shut it off.
Yeah.
I'm not very good with horror games. Do you see Horror Talks with Tate expanding beyond the podcast? Maybe a live event, a horror themed convention panel, more YouTube series?
Um, I I think because I think a horror theme convention panel would be amazing. I think because I could invite the guests over and I could finally see them in person.
Absolutely.
Even like create my own t-shirts and merchandise for the fans. And I think it'll be amazing because I could get it inspired by because like my favorite band that sings songs about horror movies, Ice Nine Kills, they made their own convention panel called the Silver Screams, which is
That's cool.
yeah, which is which is the name of their one of their album.
You mentioned merchandise. Are we expecting a merch drop anytime soon?
I'm hoping to do that. It might take a while, but I'm really hoping if I could do something like this because that would be amazing, and I could send them all to all the fans around the world.
Absolutely. What kind of merch would you have?
I would have like t-shirts like what I'm wearing now, and I could get like cups and probably a hat, probably cover like bed covers, maybe.
Well, I mean, sign me up to that mailing list. I want all of the above.
Yeah.
If you could collaborate with any horror creator, be it a director, an author, in post production, who would it be and why?
I think it would be amazing if I collaborated with Scott Chambers because he helped me with like inviting some of the actors for an interview a while ago, which was Kit Green, who is the second interview I did, and then Lewis Santer and Marcus Massey, and the girl who played the mother that died in Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare in the beginning from a kid named James. And I haven't got an interview with her yet, but soon we will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm super excited for that.
Are you hoping to get Scott on your interview?
Yes, I'm hoping to get Scott because it would be amazing.
It definitely would be. I'd love to know his thoughts on horror and how he feels about, I guess, the Twisted Childhood universe.
Yes, I think it'll be great so that I'll get to learn more about it.
Absolutely. He's a very smart man, that man.
Yeah, he is.
What is your ultimate end goal for Horror Talks with Tate? Do you think it will just stay a podcast or do you see it growing beyond?
I think like growing beyond because like it's like growing slowly at the moment, and I'm like getting more stories of the Lost Call series.
Mm.
Like I've like of course the Twisted Childhood universe, and on the 1st of April, the Rake one will be coming out, and then after that will be Art the Clown.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Are you planning on having anyone collaborate with you on the Last Call series?
A long time ago, I was thinking about adding Lewis Santer in the Lost Call series for voicing Tigger in the Lost Call Winnie the Pooh's Blooded Shadows.
Dude, imagine. I mean, you can only ask. I mean, Lewis, Lewis, this is your opportunity.
Yeah, I think that'll be great.
If you could spend a night in any famous haunted location, where would you stay?
Oh, I would say the Conjuring House.
Conjuring House?
Yes, because I've seen like Sam and Colby going in there, and it sounded like they were having a good time seeing all the paranormal activity that has been happening.
For sure. I think I would either do the Conjuring House or the Axe Murder House. YouTubers that I like to watch called Twin Paranormal, they recently did a night there and they had some wicked and wild interactions with all the ghosts and demons and spirits there. don't know if I would survive the night though.
Oh yeah, because I seen like other YouTubers like Mo Sargi.
Mm,
He's great. He and I had a guy that used to be on YouTube, but then he got banned. His name was J Station. He makes like monster things about the Rake and Slender Man,
yo,
like summoning them.
that's God. I would not want to summon any of them
Not
at all.
not because the Rake would be scarier because they said that the Rake only shows up around 3 and 4 in the morning.
Jesus, nah, would not be able to do it.
Mm-mm.
Well, speaking of where you'd like to be trapped, would you rather be trapped in a slasher, psychological, or supernatural horror? And how long do you think you would survive?
I think like slasher
Mm-hmm.
because that's my favorite type of horror. Which even though the supernatural is the other one as well. Um, and for surviving long, I'm actually not sure because years ago when I was at a school formal, I won an award for surviving inside a horror movie, and the trophy was a golden gun.
That is absolutely wild. Do we have the golden gun on show or is that tucked away somewhere?
Um, Sadly, it's tucked away somewhere. I'll have to find it next time.
Absolutely. I'd love to be able to see that.
Yes, you would love it.
Oh my goodness. Now, you're in charge of creating the ultimate horror movie marathon.
Oh, yeah.
What's in the lineup?
I think the Twisted Child universe
Absolutely.
and probably the Terrifier movies because
Sure.
yeah, because like Terrifier is now a trilogy at the moment, but that's until Terrifier 4 comes out very
Mhm.
soon. And for the Twisted Child universe, because I think it's going to be a long franchise if they're putting like more child characters in the universe.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward for more.
If horror icons like Art the Clown and Freddy Krueger, if they had podcasts, what do you reckon they'd be called?
Oh, I think for Art the Clown, probably like Art the Clown's bloody chat.
Art the Clown's bloody chat. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that would be great.
What do you reckon it would be about, though?
Oh, I think it might be about like his favorite kills.
Oh,
Yeah, because all the kills. Because about Art the Clown, he thinks whatever he's doing is funny.
I mean, some of them are.
Yeah, but some of them are way gruesome and hard to watch.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you there.
Yeah.
What is your personal definition of horror? Does it always have to be scary?
I think they always have to be scary, and I think they always have to be more like gory and even like they're putting child characters as movies. Like the other studios, they did Mickey Mouse. Which there's actually gonna be 4 Mickey Mouse horror movies from different productions.
That is wild.
Yeah, they got Mouse of Horrors, which Louis Santon played Mickey, and Screamboat, which David Howard Thornton will play Steamboat Willie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's gonna be another one which I did a trailer reaction called Mouseboat Massacre, and Shaylee Reagan, who I interviewed, was in it. I know her from the movie Piglet.
Ah,
Yeah, Piglet is like it's not part of the Twisted Child universe, but it has like Alina Desmond and Shelley Reagan as like it's about like Kate's 21st birthday turned into a nightmare where Piglet starts killing the group.
Jesus. Oh my goodness. I could not imagine anything more gruesome.
Yeah.
If you could choose one episode from this whole year that you have done so far, from a typical episode to guests to your last call series, what would have been your favorite episode to date?
Oh, I think I like the bonus episodes because it's like I'm chatting with the filmmakers of the horror movies. Like my most favorite one is Louis Santer because he was absolutely amazing playing Tigger
Mm-hmm.
because I like when he's like that's my line.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I mean, I must admit, I was not a fan of horror when we first met, was I?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did not want to watch. I didn't want to watch Pooh and Blood and Honey 2 because I was like, nah, they're gonna ruin my Tigger because Tigger's my boy.
Yeah.
But I think you personally have completely changed how I think about horror. And I mean, now I'm watching horror all the time at home, and we're going to the movies all the time to watch movie. You've completely changed how I think about horror.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, like the Twisted Child universe, it didn't ruin my childhood.
No, it didn't, because it's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's just a whole different story. They have to make it different to the because Disney is still protected by the copyrights. So it's just like the original novel that's in the public domain.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me about horror and about your thoughts and feelings on it.
No problem. Thank you so much.
I've had a really good time, and I'm so excited to see where it comes from. I'm so excited for the 2025 awards.
Oh, yes, that's coming next week.
I'm so excited for that. So, for those listening, when is your live show going to happen, and where can they find you?
So you guys, video will be on the 19th of March, which is the exact same day as the first anniversary of Horror Talks with Tate, and it'll be at 10 p.m. AEST. So be sure to come join and check out the awards for what episodes and best movies of 2024 did it receive. So please check it out.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, thank you again for today. It was amazing chatting to you as always, and I cannot wait to see what's next.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, stay spooky, everyone.
Stay spooky.